Hey, hey, welcome. Welcome. Sorry you caught me futzing with stuff. Welcome, everybody. How is everybody's, what is this? Thursday night. Everybody having a great week so far? One more day of the traditional work week. So maybe you still have a traditional work week. You're almost done. And do you have a 3-day weekend? Let me know if you're looking at a 3-day weekend and you get Monday off. Welcome, everyone. I am Robin, and behind the computer and behind the camera is Bill, and we are Raincross Farms Makery. We are located just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. We like to craft. We like to share our crafts with you and give you inspiration to do something creative every day. So pop on, say hello. If you're new, let us know where you're watching from. If you're live, there'll be a box up here that says live. And if not, you are watching the replay, which is wonderful. Please comment #replay so we know you were here. And I am going to pull up the live on my phone so I can see it a little closer. And hello, Patty. Welcome. Hello, Bill. I know you're here. I can see you. You're watching.
Somebody's got to smile at you.
Hey, Joy. Welcome. Hey, girl. Welcome. Come on in. Facebook watchers, you know what to do. Love or like our page. If you're not really ready to commit, we'll take a like, but we would love it if you'd love our page. If you'd follow our page, we're working on getting more and more followers every day. And I'm going to be brave and I am going to say the word. Please share our video if you're so inclined to your page, to a crafting group that you belong to, or to a friend that you know likes crafts. So here's your list of things to do, and we will get to getting. Hello, Tallulah Bell. Welcome. I have a story for you, Tallulah Bell. Several months ago, our chickens stopped laying, and we found they were molting in the middle of winter. Who knows? Anyway, so then they started laying again and everything was fine. And a couple of weeks ago, they stopped laying. Seriously stopped laying. And I thought, you guys are hiding eggs, aren't you? You girls are being sneaky and you're hiding eggs. So I went on an Easter egg hunt today. And in one location, I found 14 eggs. But I did not give up. I kept searching. And I found another stash of 11 eggs. So I found 25 eggs that those silly girls were not laying where they were supposed to. So the rule is, once I find your hiding place, you can't ever lay eggs there again. That's their rule. So,
You know, they're not brooding. They're just not laying in their box.
No, they're not broody at all. The only reason they stay around the eggs is because it's warmer in there, so they kind of will hang out for a while, but no, they're not broody at all. Yeah, so 25 eggs. So we are going to be having omelets and egg salad sandwiches. So we do have one rooster. I don't know. I guess it's not his job to keep them laying in the hen house. Anyway, enough chickens. That was my story. You'll probably see it on Facebook tomorrow because I took pictures. But yeah, so I went on an early egg hunt. Yesterday, our project we made, I'm going to try to bring it over here and not have it topple because I didn't want to glue it down. This is an actual bird's nest. We had a tree limb come down and this was on it. This beautiful, it's just gorgeous. I wish I could preserve it without ruining it, but every time I move it, a couple more pieces fall off. But anyway, I mean, it's caked in dried mud and you can just see all the little sticks and twigs and soft stuff they've put in. So I decided it deserved to be on display. And so we kind of stuffed it with moss and we made these cute little bird cutouts. We have patterns for the design, and we actually sell the actual bird cutouts. So, but we're not finished. We put it on a little Dollar Tree candle holder. Well, we want to give them in their new little home, my little wooden spring birds, we want to give them their own little decor for their brand new nest. So we are going to make them a little sign to welcome spring. A couple of days ago, we did a project, the tobacco basket, and I used a transfer called Life in Full Bloom. And it's awesome because it has basically six different transfers. So the one we did was the Hello wreath. And there's a Live Life in Full Bloom. That's where it gets the name of the transfer. It's got Let's Get Buzzin' with a little bee. It's got Grow, which would be great for garden type things. It's got Hey Bud, like a flower bud. And the one we're going to use today is Welcome Spring. Okay. So in one transfer, you get 6 designs that you can use in a variety of ways. And I'm starting by putting them on our simple shapes. Now this is a kit that we sell. It comes in with 2 rounds and 2 squares. And they're each 6 inches, but basically 6 inches by 6 inches. And we are going to put this one on a square. So all of these either fit on the circle or the square. So it's an awesome hack to get. You can use it in a variety of ways. You can hang it on a wreath. You can make a little sign, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to use the square, and we're going to use Welcome Spring. Hey, Alana. Hello. Did I already say hello to Patty? I think you said hello to a different Patty. So if your name is Patty, hello, welcome. So again, let us know you're here. Let us know you're watching. When I did the birds, I didn't want them stark white. These are actual wood, and they are painted on both sides this pretty white color. You can kind of see the wood grain, but to me that wood is kind of stark. I'd kind of like it to look a little more antiqued, a little toned down. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. First of all, I'm going to take my sanding block and I'm going to distress the edges of this. So I'm just going to take Dollar Tree sanding block and I'm just going to sand off some of the paint from those edges down to the bare wood.
I think this is the bare wood. It actually allows the wax to turn it darker, and it gives you sort of a border on the edge. I noticed that on the other one you did.
Mm-hmm. So he kind of gave that away. I'm going to be using some wax to color this. I could paint it. I could stain it, but I need to wax it anyway because it's a wood surface and it's got that wood grain. So I'm just going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They're not listening. And I'm going to use a dark wax. So it will not only wax it, it will also kind of stain the paint. And the edge.
Whoops, that's going to turn out to be good. We've had it bomb out on us a couple times, so again, people, it's not us, it's the system, whatever the system is.
Okay.
So sorry, it bombs on you.
Okay, so you can kind of see, I don't know if you can kind of see. I've kind of distressed the edges. He's going to go up. It's a little red. You can kind of see I've kind of distressed the edges by just sanding off some of the paint. So let me put that away. Let me get a towel and get rid of some of this paint dust. Okay, and clean it off of here. Okay, and I'm just going to do it on one side. I could do it on both, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to do it on one side. Now I'm going to use, instead of using my surface wax, which I sell in my shop, it is an odorless, clear paste wax. You can use the paste wax that you get at the hardware store, but it stinks really bad. This is called Dark Wax. It is Chalktique brand, but I know there's other brands. Craft stores carry it. I got this on Amazon. So it's Chalktique. It's just dark paste wax. So again, it is paste wax like you use for furniture, only it's got a dark tint to it. So I'm going to take just a little microfiber cloth. I could also just use a paper towel if I wanted to. And I'm going to just rub the surface. And like Bill was saying, where I have sanded down those edges, it kind of takes more of the wax in and darkens that up even more. So it kind of highlights that. So you can kind of see that. So this kind of gives it an aged look, I think. Okay. Now I'm waxing it because, like I said, the wood has grains in it that kind of are like grooves. And when I go to put my chalk paste down, I don't want it to have a little ditch to run through. I want as smooth a surface as possible. Uh-oh, bird fell out of the nest. It's learning to fly. No, not yet, little birdie. Not yet. So now I'm buffing off the wax because I don't want too much wax. I want to feel it smooth, but I don't want to feel it sticky or waxy. Okay, so put a little bit on and buff it off. And there I've got a pretty surface. Kind of see how those edges are even more standing out. I feel like I am very red. I don't know if my phone doesn't look so red, but finally, yes, it is back in stock. Get extra. Get extra, yes. Any of my customers who have been waiting for surface wax, back in stock. A lot of stuff went back in stock. So if you're looking for anything, hit me up. I'll let you know, or go to the website and see. Okay, so I've got this, and I think I'm going to, you can see the grain pretty well. I think I'm going to do the grain horizontally. Now I've got that waxed. I'm going to fuzz this, which is just putting a fine layer of lint on the sticky. So our transfers are self-adhesive, so they're sticky backed, reusable silkscreen transfers, guaranteed to last you 10 to 12 uses if you take good care of them. But we also know that if you do take good care of them, you can get more than a dozen uses out of them. So I'm just getting a little bit of fuzz on there. I'm using our fuzzing towel, but you can use any kind of towel, a microfiber towel, something that just puts a little bit of lint. You can even put it on your t-shirt. Just try not to pick up dog hair, which is kind of a given at our house. Okay, I don't look red. Okay, so it's just on my monitor that I look a little red. You think it's out already? Oh my goodness. That's just wrong. So sad. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to put it up as a little bit higher than center. And I think that looks good. Okay. Uh-oh, video interrupted. Something went wrong. Are we there? Okay, so I'm pushing this down so that I don't have any air bubbles, and I'm feeling for any lumps of fuzz that I got in there because I don't want lumps. Glad you're on. We were out of power. Oh no. Hope you got your power back. Oh, waiting on oh yes. There's they just did inventory. They took like 3 full days to take exact, like double and triple check their inventory. So I think they're going through the motions of making sure their online inventory exactly matches up their physical inventory, and I imagine that's just a beast. Okay, so I've got this down, and I am going to use, these are the colors I'm going to use. Last time I went on, I told you that I put together a bundle, and I was using a set of the paste packets. Paste packets are these. And there was a set of 6 paste packets, and I was going to try to use those colors so that you could buy a set of paste packets and save a little money, so you don't have to buy the full jars of this. And so the first project I did with this transfer, I used those colors. And then the next time I went online to do a project, it was showing those paste packets were out of stock. Apparently they're back in stock. So anyway, I went with different colors for the birds. You can go with whatever colors you want. If you are interested in a link to the supplies that I'm using in this project, you can type in bird nest in the comments and it will send you a link, and it won't have these colors. It will have eucalyptus. It won't have these colors in it. You can trade those out. We just had a whole bunch of paste packets come back into stock. So if you click on that link and you don't like that paste packet selection that I put in there, delete it and go back to products and find your own colors that you want. Okay, so we are going to use some Couture teal because I used teal on the birds. We're going to use Couture coral, and we're going to use some eucalyptus for the greenery, and we've got some little smaller flowers that we're going to use Bumblebee for. I thought these were a pretty spring mix. So let me see. I'm going to start with the top and work my way down. So I'm going to start with the eucalyptus. This is a pretty green. And I already stirred it up ahead of time. Hopefully you can see me. And I'm going to use my multi-tool because it's got kind of a smaller squeegee, and getting into these smaller spots, I want to have a little more control. So I'm going to use my multi-tool, and I'm just going to do leaves. This allows me to just get in those little corners. Bunch of leaves over here. So I asked you at the very beginning, but I don't know that a lot of people had popped on yet. Do you have a 3-day weekend coming up? Anybody have a 3-day weekend? We have, all of our weekends are 3-day weekends because we're retired. We actually have 7-day weekends.
That can be its own problem.
It can, when you have no idea what day it is. That's why when I get on and I say happy, I don't know what day it is. Okay, I'm going to do paste and pull because I can tell this is kind of drying quickly. So what I'm doing is I pasted, and I'm going to pull this up because I don't want the paste to dry in the screen. Okay. And you can see that's very subtle, just the flowers. I don't want it to dry. I'm sorry, leaves. I don't want it to dry in the screen because if it dries in the screen and I lift the screen, it comes up with the screen and doesn't stay on the surface. And I want it to stay on the surface. So I'm just going to hit this with my dryer. And did I say this is eucalyptus? Kind of a soft, mossy green. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this back down. I'm not going to push down where I have already chopped. I'm only going to push down where I still need to chalk. And I am going to actually use this again. I'm going to clean it off.
Patty says she always has a 3-day weekend, and Alana says her next day off don't happen until May.
Oh, no.
And hopefully your date's off.
Hopefully when it does, you're coming here. Okay, so I just cleaned this off. Now I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to do the coral on this bigger flower. Pretty, pretty color. It's a kind of a pinky, peachy coral color. I think they named it correctly. And again, I'm using my detail tool because it's a little bit smaller, gives me a little more control. So if I make a boo-boo, I'm less likely to put paste somewhere I don't want it. Okay, clean that off, wipe it down. And I'm going to quickly use the Bumblebee. I think I have time. So this is a bright yellow, kind of a school bus yellow. And I'm going to do that on this smaller flower. Just put some spring colors in here. That is, you know what? That's going to run because that yellow is very, very thin. I think I'm going to need to leave that open so it dries out a bit. So I am just sure that is going to have run and bled. But we'll fix it up later. Okay. So I've got my yellow, and again, we will peel and reveal. That's not too bad. That's pretty bad. Okay, so that was very watery. In fact, let me I probably should have checked that paste first. I'm going to try to clean that up before it dries. Somewhere I have some Q-tips. I'm just going to get some Q-tips damp, and I'm going to, because I waxed that, I am actually able to get a lot of that yellow up. And I'm not worried about getting it all up, because when I put this back down, it will kind of look watercolored, I'm hoping. So I kind of erased that yellow, that one yellow flower, and I will lay the transfer back down and get it fixed up. Okay, so I'm done with the top flowers. I'm going to leave that open. And this Welcome Spring I'm going to do in our Couture Teal. I'm done with this, and I'm going to get a mini squeegee.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. Welcome. Okay. So, Couture Teal, get a glob of that on my squeegee, and make sure this is all pushed down. And I'm going to do those words.
But she doesn't want to play Fire Girl?
Who doesn't want to?
I asked Alana if she was going to want anything special while she's here. And I told Alana she could, if she wants me to, I'll save a burn day for when she's here and she can play Fire Girl.
That's true. That's actually kind of unique. You don't get to be Fire Girl in Southern California.
And of course, if you are Fire Girl in Southern California, that's a major issue.
Okay, so let's peel this off. Welcome Spring.
Wow.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put this down on my dish drying mat, And there we have it. I'm going to fix up that yellow. In the meantime, I'm going to close up.
What'd you do to the yellow?
Maybe I needed to have mixed it a little bit better. It's a little watery. It did okay on those little flowers, but not so good.
Alana, you've been first girl.
First girl, not fire girl?
Yeah, her probably autocorrect kicked in.
Oh. Okay. Let me clean this, show you how. I am just spraying it with water. This happens to be distilled water, but it does not need to be. And I'm going to take one of my, these are Swedish dishcloths, but you could also just take a paper towel. But these are, I don't know, a little less wasteful because you can reuse them over and over and over. And I'm just starting with this. I've got it damp. And I am taking off that top layer of paste. So this is my first step. It's optional. This is my first step when I clean a transfer. And you can see there's still, you can't really tell on the teal because it's like the exact same color, but you can see there's still some paste there. So next I'm going to use my board eraser, which is like a magic eraser, but no chemicals. And I've got it damp and wrung it out. And I'm just using this to clean up the rest of that paste. This works wonders pulling up that paste. I don't know if you've ever used a magic eraser in your kitchen, but they are magic. And these are magic too for our stuff. So I'm going to turn it over and you can see there's still paste. So I want to get that paste out of the screen. And on this one, I want to get it off. I want to get the fuzz off of the sticky. And when my screen is clean, my transfer is clean. And I'm not worried about it staining. I don't know if you can see, like the yellow is highly pigmented, so it's actually stained. It's not that there is still paste on my transfer. It's that it has stained the transfer, which is okay as long as you have the paste cleared out of the screen and the screen is clean. So because I'm going to use it again to lay down that yellow, I'm going to take a paper towel and dry this off. Generally, I would tell you to just let it air dry. But because we want to use it again really quickly, I am going to dry it with a paper towel, and once it's dry, it gets its sticky back. It still is a little bit damp, so I'm going to just kind of push it around. Sorry, I'm just kind of air drying it and give it just a little bit of fuzz. And I'm really not, I could go in and wax this again, but I'm really not even going to push it down except where I am going to chalk. So I can see where it was, line it up, and I'm just pushing down right where that yellow needs to be. And I'm going to give this a better stir and look for a section that's a little thicker. That's not too bad. And back with our yellow. Hopefully it didn't bleed this time. Clear off my excess. Okay, so sometimes you have a little goof, but it's fixable. There we go. Oops. I have one little section that needs some attention. There we go. Came out perfect. So fixable. Everything is fixable somehow or another. So there is our little welcome spring sign. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to spray this so it doesn't dry, and I'll clean it later. Now we want to make a little stand to go with this, I'm going to, that yellow is still taking a while to dry, so I'm going to hit it with this. So here is a stand. Chalk Couture does sell. I do sell in my shop. A little piece like this. It's much shorter, and basically it's just a wood piece. What is this? A 1x2.
You can buy a Home Depot.
1x2, and it's like
Furring strip.
furring. He says it's a furring strip. This happens to be. Bill made this. It's about 7 inches long, and it's just got a groove.
It's a kerf of a saw blade.
A kerf of a saw blade. It's a groove cut out of the center, and it works as a stand for this, which is fine and dandy. It's a little bit long. Like I said, we sell in our shop one that's maybe 2 inches long, just like this, and they're meant to work with our simple shapes. So that could be a cute little thing, but I want it to be up. So we're going to fashion something that I have in my mind. So I pulled out some Dollar Tree items. This is one of their candle holders, and at Christmas time I had painted it red and ended up not using it. So we're going to use this, and I don't care that it's red because we're going to cover it up. And I thought, this is kind of, our bird's nest is very rustic-y looking. And so I thought, what could I do? Could I paint it brown? And then I thought, I have decorative nautical rope. So what I thought we'd do, I'm just trying things. What I thought I could do is glue this around and around and around, wrap this up, and make it look rustic, ropey.
Make it look
Country.
ropey.
Make it look country. Make it look Idaho-y.
Make it look ropey.
Okay.
Teresa, we're glad you're here.
Welcome. That's okay. We just finished making this darling little sign with our simple shapes and the Life in Full Bloom transfer, one of the 6. And now I'm going to make a little stand to display it with. So I have Dollar Tree candle holder, and I have some Dollar Tree nautical rope, and I think what I'm going to do, this is just a portion, this is the whole thing. So again, $1 or $1.25, depending on your store. Let me know if you have a $1.25 or a Dollar Tree. So I'm going to
Let's make it farmhouse.
make it farmhousey. There you go. Rustic. Okay, so I'm going to cut off. It has a little taped end. I'm going to cut that off. And I'm just going to start gluing and wrapping. We'll see how it works. I might be sorry. And I am still experimenting. I don't know if this looks familiar. This is the glue gun from the Dollar Tree, using the glue sticks with the Dollar Tree. So this is my little experiment to see how well this works. I used it on another project and it worked great. So I'm going to put some glue down just to start this. And like that, and hold it. Now, I have kind of noticed it's not super hot. It's not screaming hot, so it's probably more of a low temp. And now I have glued it to my base, which is not bad in the long run, but I don't want to be fighting with it. So I'm going to put down some parchment paper for that glue to stick to. So I'm just starting one little section at a time. So I really did this to buy that glue gun to see if it's worth it, so I could tell you guys. So far, it's worth $1. It's a little awkward because it's so small. So if you have big, I'm sure it would drive Bill crazy because he has big hands. So I think that would probably drive him a little bit crazy. But if
I
you
need
have,
a manly
if
glue
he,
gun.
he needs a manly glue gun, like like I have down here, Old Smoky.
Mm-hmm.
So this will go faster once I get this base down.
I have my glue gun out in the
I
garage.
promise.
And it's
got more power.
it's a small little thing. Not a Dollar Tree one, but it's probably a $10 one from Walmart or something.
So I would say this might not do everything you need it to do, but so far so good. Shall see. And I'm going to stick on.
Do you find yourself going through more sticks? Is it?
Well, I do, because they're the mini sticks. They're just little tiny. So I don't think it's using more than an ordinary glue gun. It's just that the sticks are so tiny. We go through them. It does kind of drip, but it doesn't drip nearly as much as my right Ryobi. Is that how we say it? Ryobi. It doesn't drip nearly as much as that one. But I have yet to get a glue gun that didn't drip.
Oh, and by the way, that is the correct pronunciation.
Yes, somehow
it's a Ryobi, not a Ryobi. The Ryobi company has put out a whole thing on that now.
A tutorial on how to say their name. Okay, so I've met around back. Now I'm going to kind of speed it up. And I want to kind of cover up that bright red, which I seem to be doing. It would have been better if I had just left it plain glass, but like I said, it was going to be for another project that, alas, did not come to be. Okay. Oh, do you guys want to hear another Duke and Daisy story?
A Duke and Daisy story.
You've heard it. You've heard the chicken story. Duke and Daisy story. Well, you've heard the story about Daisy and her pill-taking adventures,
So
or Bill and his pill enticement measures. So we used to give her pills whenever we had to, with a hot dog or cheese, and that was no problem. Well, she came home from her surgery and she had to have 4 pills twice a day. And she caught on quick. I don't know if they smelled stronger than normal, but she caught on quick and would spit out the hot dog or the cheese and would not take the pill. So we did a couple of days of just shoving it down her throat, which you can imagine was no fun for anyone. So then Bill had baked a cake because he had seen a recipe for
a dump cake, basically.
Angel food pie filling cake. Anyway, he made it for himself, and it was time to give Daisy her pills. Well, not for himself, for us, for the humans. But it was time to give Daisy her pills, and so he thought, I'll try the cake. So he wrapped up her pills in some cake, and she wolfed it down. And that lasted a couple of days with no problems. And then she kind of balked. And so then I had some frosting left over from some cupcakes I made. So he doused the pills and the cake in frosting. And that enticed her. And so we got a couple more days of pills down her with frosting. And we've been doing okay until last night. And it was last night.
Bread and peanut butter.
We did it. We did a round of bread and peanut butter. But last night she just wasn't having it. And in our house, if you feed Daisy something, you have to feed Duke something, and vice versa. So Duke was right there. So Daisy spit out her pill, and Duke, being the good boy that he is, snatched it up and ate it. So he apparently has no problem taking pills. However, Daisy's pills are for pain management and sedation, to keep her calm so that she's not trying to go outside and run around on her knee. So needless to say, Duke had a very good night's sleep and a very good morning's sleep and most of the afternoon sleep because he's a little bit smaller than Daisy.
I took close.
We were
watch on
watching.
him,
We were watching. I wasn't really too worried, but yeah, he slept really well. All our animals were sedated last night.
The cat's always sedated.
The cat was sleeping just out of sympathy.
Being a cat.
Okay, so I'm getting here with this.
To be a cat.
I'm getting here with this. I said I'm getting here with this. I will say, and it's not anything on the glue gun. Those mini glue sticks, you go through them fast. It's probably going to take me 3 or 4 or 5 to get through this project. But they're only $1. So, gee whiz, they're only $1. And they seem to work pretty well. So I am using Dollar Tree products. I'm using the candlestick, and I'm using their nautical rope, and I'm using their glue gun, and I'm using their glue sticks, and I'm going to use something else in a minute. Okay, so this is kind of curving upward, which is okay. So, can you see it? What do you think so far? Does it look like farmhouse, or does it look ridiculous? Or does it look nautical?
I think it's gonna finish fine. Right now it looks a little funky, but you'll get
With
there.
the red.
I'm trying to clean up my mess down here.
Yes, would you please? He's kind of moved in down here.
What do you mean I moved in down here?
He Daisy's still upstairs, isn't she? Or did you bring her
they're
down?
both upstairs.
He's down here working with me, and then he stays after the live. He stays and gets things ready to upload to YouTube, and then we've been trying to not let Daisy go up and down the stairs by herself, so he has to carry her up and down the stairs. So he leaves all the foodstuffs and mugs and glasses and stuff that he brought down because he's got his hands full. And usually I have my hands full, so his stuff just kind of stays down here and builds up.
Oh, Teresa says she's liking it. She says, what
good.
happened? I missed it. How is Daisy?
Oh.
You know what? We had a big, you can see over there, we had a big
Okay.
spot. So
How is Daisy from the original How is Daisy surgery? I'm not sure how much you know. She needed to have knee surgery. So she had that 2 weeks and maybe like 16 days ago. The 1st, February 1st. She had it on February 1st. And we have had to try to keep her from putting a lot of weight on it. She had her staples taken out yesterday. And she's raring to go, but the vet wants her to stay off of it for another 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Because the vet doesn't have to deal with her. So, but she's good. She's good. She's raring to go. So we're trying to keep her calm and not chasing deer. That's one thing these two love to do, is go out and chase things, even imaginary things, out on our property. And Duke has lost his little running partner, apparently. And Daisy wants to go, but we won't let her.
I'm the mean old
You're
man.
the mean old man. Okay, so I'm needing another glue stick.
Another one?
Another one.
Well, I have minis out in the garage if you run out.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So I'm going to tip this up this way.
Oh, Teresa says she knows what you were just talking about.
Oh, what I was talking about. Oh, well, that was Daisy was balking and not taking her pill last night, and so she spit it out, and we weren't fast enough to keep Duke from snatching it up and swallowing it. 2 pills, no, 1.5 pills of pain meds and sedation.
He's 25 pounds and she's 45 pounds. So
yeah, so he's about half her size, but so he was in no pain and was sedated. He slept really well all night, all day.
I have another one of those breaks just as you start to tell him. I don't know if we lost everything or not. We'll know in a minute.
I don't know. I do know. Okay. Almost done. I know this is boring, but thanks for hanging out with me. So I'm sure you guys are like preaching to the choir, but you know about our new catalog, most of you. If not, if you want to take a gander at our online catalog, which is amazing because you click on something and it pops up all the details and the price and the link to put it straight in your cart. You can type catalog in the comments and I'll send you a link to that. If you're interested in the supplies we're using tonight for this project, type in bird nest and you will get that list. We are having a great special for our Club Couture, which is our monthly DIY subscription. So for a very reasonable $19.99 a month, you can get a 8.5 by 11 size transfer exclusive to club members to your door with 3 paste packets, specially coordinated to the design. And the special that they're having for the month of February is anyone who joins Club Couture in February will be given for free, you just have to pay tax, a set of 5 transfers that are retired from past years of Club Couture. So there's some beautiful designs. It'll be a mystery. You won't get to select them, but you will get 5 of them for free when you sign up. So this is a great month to sign up for that. If you're interested or you want more information, type club in the comments. Okay, where Duke was in. Yeah, he was in La La Land. Okay, another glue stick. I told you, it's not the glue gun, it's the glue sticks. They're just,
well, obviously it's
just
melting
small.
well.
Yes, it is. It is melting well.
So the big question I'm having when I'm watching you do this is, how are you going to make that board stand up on it?
You shall see. We shall see. I shall show you. But wait, there's more.
Are we going to do extra on this too?
No, not really. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how to go up over the top. I guess I don't really have to. It's still red, so. Okay, so that was our Duke and Daisy saga for the day. Hopefully we will have a very boring day tomorrow. Well, it was a boring day today because everybody was sleeping. And no one sleeps alone in this house. No one eats alone. No one sleeps alone. Okay, so I'm just going to go over the top here.
Yeah, Patty says it's turning out good.
Okay, good. This is something. This, if you choose to copy this, No, I have not copied this from anybody. This came to me out of desperation.
As most things do.
As most things do. Okay, so that is hard to cut.
Come on, muscles, you can do it.
And these are good scissors. Okay, so let me just solidify that in there. Okay, so now you're wondering, how are you going to do that? I'm not going to glue it.
That was my
This
question.
is what I'm going to do. I got one time, I don't know if they still have them. One time at the Dollar Tree, I got a bag of corks.
Oh, you're going to put a
Bag
cork in
of
it.
corks. I'm going to put a cork in it.
And I'm not even in trouble for saying that to you.
You know what? This one's kind of wonky. I'm going to get a different one. Okay. Is that one wide enough? Okay, so I knew someday there would be a reason I would buy a bag. I've also bought a bag of sticks.
Wait, you bought a bag of
Twigs.
sticks?
I bought a bag of twigs at the Dollar Tree because someday I knew I would need it. Okay, so to get this,
Knew someday you would need a bag of
I need a
twigs.
bag of twigs.
I don't believe you.
Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cut a little groove in the top of this, and I'm really going to try hard to not cut my finger
I
off.
think that'd be a good choice.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of use my little razor blade.
Lana says desperation works for me.
Yep,
Yeah.
and
What was that state you said about mom? She always seemed to mother of invention. That's what my mom would do. Have to do this. How am I going to do
what am
it?
I gonna do? What have I got?
And
What have
that
I
did it
got?
too.
And okay, so this doesn't cut really smoothly. Just FYI,
Say that again.
this doesn't cut really smoothly.
Well, do you have a sharp blade on there? Or is
I
it
do.
used?
I do. It's a sharp blade. Maybe I'll
Well,
try.
pork is known for that. But
Yeah. Maybe I'll try an X-Acto knife
next time,
next
let me run
time.
through my saw blade.
A kerf.
A curve of the saw.
A
That's how
kerf.
thick
A
the
kerf
blade is.
of the saw blade. Okay, so I'm just kind of cutting a little groove in there. It looks groovy. Get it? Get it? Groovy.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Explain it to
And
me.
then I can. I think it needs.
Do you guys think this is going to work?
I don't know. It needs to be a little bit deeper.
Oh, there's Linda Lou. She said, I have many cats that love to keep me warm, and when the door isn't swollen from humidity, I can shut it. I can shut it, all the cats out sometimes, which thank goodness we don't have much humidity.
Okay, let me get this. Okay, so I don't know if this was the best idea or not, but I think I'm going to get it to work. So I'm going to shove it in there. And then I'm going to shove them. I'm going to put it right.
Linda Lou says, cool, groovy.
Groovy. Okay. Okay, so I think
That looks like a sign to
I
me.
think it works. It may not work forever. So there's my sign. Here's your
Move
sign.
your bird.
And you know what? I saw it needs just a little bit. And somebody suggested yesterday that maybe I should have just used some lace and tied a bow. Well, I looked, I don't have any lace, but I have this burlap ribbon that has some lace on it. Again, Dollar Tree. So how about if I just tie on a bow? With this to give it just a little something something. That's crooked. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. Lay this down. I don't want to hide all that rope that I just worked so hard at.
What's your sign? Linda Lou says, what's your sign?
Okay, so I'm just going to do a little shoelace bow.
We've got multiple Lindas on now. We've only got Linda Lou this time. We always said Linda Lou just because we always had multiple Lindas. Now
Well, I think we have a bunch of Lindas that catch the replays.
definitely groovy. I see what you did
Oh,
there.
I know what I need to tell you.
Oh, here we go.
This is also a good month. Well, we're going to keep doing it. It's not just going to be this month. We are going to start doing a spin to win thingy, mabob. My spinner is coming tomorrow. So you need to get over to the VIP group and find out what that's all about, how to get your name on the wheel of luck.
Luck.
Okay. That a trim. Okay, I don't know. It's not my best bow, but it's kind of cute, isn't it?
I thought I was your best bow.
Cute little bow. And let me spin it that way. Let's put this up. Let's push
You know what? The bow added quite a bit actually.
Yeah, but it's not too much. Okay, so here is our sign, and let's bring over our birds. So what do you think? They
That's
have their
so
own little
cute.
welcome spring sign. Let me put my stuff up. So that was your entertainment for tonight. I'm going to try to clean up so I don't have so much junk on my table for the photo. So again, some Dollar Tree crap, some Dollar Tree materials, some chalk materials, and we've got a cute little, I almost wish it was a little bit taller, but I could set that on top of something. Okay, so there we go. Cool. I could also put another one of these little things, but I think that might be too much. I think we'll just go with the little lacy
Just
ribbon.
leave it. Just
Okay,
leave it.
so anyway, for tonight,
Okay, move your
so
fresca.
move my fresca,
Move those two more centered.
move these two more centered, don't knock the birds out.
Don't knock the birds out.
Don't knock the birds out.
Birds.
Okay, so I hope you like it with my real bird's nest and my bird cutouts and our little, one of our little six sayings from, not sick sayings, six sayings from our Life in Full Bloom transfer, and cute little spring collection that you could put on your coffee table, on a shelf, on a counter, in just some little corner in your house. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions, if you want to purchase anything, or you want to join club, you want to get 40% off of all of your items and become a designer and have lots of fun. Just let me know, hit me up, ask me a question, I'll get back to you. And I think that's it. We will be back on again tomorrow night for another fun project using, I believe, I'm gonna use another one of these. I'm going to show you several different ways to use this transfer. So you can buy one transfer and you've got lots of options with it. So,
So what are you saying? You can't see it
okay,
for the word
see
in
it
front.
for the word in, oh, with the Raincross Farms Makery, with our logo.
Is this in the way?
Maybe so. I don't know. Anyway, I'll post a photo of it.
Yep.
All finished up. I'll post a photo. So anyway, okay. So that's it. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Again, give us a heart on our video or a thumbs up, and follow us and share the video out if you enjoyed it and you think of somebody who might enjoy it, or if you think all of your friends might enjoy it, share it out, and we would certainly appreciate that. And follow our page. We're trying to get our first 1,000 followers, and we would love it for you to be one of them. So again, if you're watching the replay, comment #replay, and we will greet you properly when we review all the comments. So have a great Friday tomorrow and a great 3-day weekend if you're getting that, and we will see you then. And I'm going to pose. And bye-bye, everybody.